Shoot! This video is going to be a little bit different. I am obviously sick, and I just got back from supporting a 5-day retreat. And I want to talk about my journey of not only how I have taken over 20 flights this year and supported more than 12 events, but I also want to talk to you about how I'm just now getting sick for the first time and what I did not do that I normally do to end up probably like this. So buckle up. I know it's going to be gross. I'm going to be coughing. My voice is a little weird, but I think it's important for anyone hosting retreats, going to live events, traveling, and doing event planning of how to keep yourself not sick. So let's get into it. So I want to talk about the journey of how I got here. I knew that July to the end of October was almost my rush season. It was my hustle season. I was traveling every 3 to 5 days until the end of October, and I know that getting sick is something that I can't be doing right now. And the things I'm going to be doing and for the next month to make sure that this doesn't happen again. Let me set the scene. I'm coming off a 200-person event in Mobile, Alabama. I have 5 days in between the 200-person event and leaving for Greece to support luxury retreat. During that time, I never rested. That still wasn't where I fell short, but I wanted to note that I never rested. I never rested. Fast forward, I'm hopping on the plane. I didn't wear a mask. There was other people coughing around me, and I did not wipe down my tray table or any of my surroundings because people are gross. Because we learned that over the last years. We learned that people are disgusting. But I didn't follow any of that because I thought, no big deal. But I'm flying to Greece. I'm taking 18 hours to get there and 3 flights. But I didn't do any of that. First flight felt fine. Second flight felt fine. Third, never slept. Never slept on any of my flights. I get to Mykonos, feel good, but tired. Friday is when both me and my client woke up and said, hey, my throat's a little sore. How about yours? She was like, yeah, my throat's a little sore too. We had some stresses. No event runs perfectly. So we thought, compounding from talking way more than we talk at home with some extra stress, the heat, and getting things underway. Maybe that's why our throats were sore. Saturday, our throats were still sore, but we felt good. We were sleeping well. We're just we're dehydrated and we're talking way more. We just kept checking in. Come in on Sunday. On Sunday, one of the retreat girlies said, hey, I'm not feeling great. I might not come today. She also admitted she went out drinking the night before. So factor that in how you want to. She ended up coming. I provided her a mask, ibuprofen, immunity tablets, and I told her to check in with me. I also checked in with her several times. Initially, she was just going to come for the training, and then she was going to leave and not enjoy the catamaran ride and just go back and rest. After checking with her several times, she said she was feeling okay. She ended up wanting to go the catamaran ride, so we were like, fine, let's go. But I thought, you know what? The hard part's over. The hard part's over. It's all going to go up from here. We're all going to go. It's all going to get better from here. When she did text me, I immediately took a COVID test. Because if I was feeling sick and she had similar symptoms to me, I was going to use me as a test subject before I alerted everyone to take tests. Mine came back negative. So I was like, okay. I took one again the next day. Negative. Okay. Maybe it's not that. Maybe it's just something going around in the air. We get to Santorini, but my congestion had ramped up. I was very congested. My throat didn't hurt, but I could feel the drainage and the irritation. I go straight to the pharmacy and ask for another COVID test and for throat lozenges or something to help with the cough. Took the COVID test, again negative. So I'm like, okay, well, it's not that. It's not that. Again, I have masks with me. It's not COVID. Cool. So we're just gonna try not to cough on anybody and let this run its course. I don't have a fever. I don't have a headache. My body doesn't hurt. I'm just extra congested, irritated, annoyed. irritated in more than one way. Next day in Santorini comes around. I decide I'm no longer going to be drinking milk or eating cheese. R.I.P. Greek salad, one of my favorite things there. And I'm just going to be very mindful because I don't need anything to create more congestion up here. I'm tired of blowing my nose. Started bringing toilet paper rolls with me everywhere, not only for the bathroom, but to blow my nose constantly. Hopefully, it would help. Again, I don't feel bad. We got Ester C. We got immune support tablets. We got vitamin C. We are literally throwing all things at me and her so we can get better faster. Nothing really changes, but I don't feel worse, and that's pretty key. Alexis and I part ways. She's feeling fine. Like, she's doing all right. Her body is fighting it. Mine, however, is not. I fly to Athens from Santorini to have a girl day with myself. And I immediately order from the pharmacy at 11 o'clock at night. And their delivery scooter came and dropped most of it off. The next day I woke up and I felt worse. I was like, great. I then walked back to a pharmacy on my way to a breakfast place. They give me cough syrup to help with the pain in my throat just from coughing. They give me pills that they call them the national treasure. But it helps with decongestion, cough, and it had a little paracetamol, so it makes you feel a little bit better. And I got throat lozenges to help me. So literally, the pharmacy is like, this is what we can do for you, and I grab it all. $50 worth of over-the-counter medications. I start taking things down. At this point, I know it's not COVID, but it's still got to run its course. I don't think I have an infection, but right now, I'm just trying to prevent an infection and prevent me feeling worse because the next day, I had to fly home. So now I'm like another layer of worried because I want to be able to hear. I don't want my eardrum to rupture. I want to be able to hear. So, again, I'm trying everything. Get out of my face, while also trying to enjoy my last few moments in Greece. The moment I got home. My husband had picked me up from the airport and brought me some things to make me a little bit more comfortable. And then said, I think it's time for you to go to urgent care now. I sit in urgent care and they're like, you know what? I've seen 15 other people like you have the exact same symptoms that you do in my office. They swabbed me for COVID, they swabbed me for flu, they swabbed me for a general culture. But they're like, it probably started off as viral, hung around a little too long, and now it's kind of setting up in your nasal cavities. I'm like, cool. They give me some medicine, tell me to feel better. I go home and sleep. I sleep for like 10 hours. And somehow I've been able to sleep through the night even with all of this. Now, when I wake up, I hack and cough for like 20 minutes. Again, my body feels fine. It's just all up in here. Now, that is my journey from start to finish. It's about 12 days in the making of this cesspool of grossness. This is the first time I've gotten sick this year. I've taken 20 flights. I've supported 12 in-person events. And this is the first time I'm getting sick. Now I'm going to tell you what I normally do. Obviously, you can probably have already figured it out. First of all, I usually wear a mask on flights. People are gross. Even if I'm not sick, I still wear a mask on flights, in the airport, and things like that. I ran out of hand sanitizer on this trip. I usually have hand sanitizer on, and I'm constantly washing my hands. Third thing, I wiped down my entire seat area. I didn't do that this time. Knowing how gross people are, I still didn't do it. I did not wear a mask. I did not have enough hand sanitizer. I did not have immunity support tablets. I did not drink enough water. I was so dehydrated this entire retreat. I usually have something like this to keep me on track. All of those factors led to me getting sick. Plus, I was around probably someone who was sick. Obviously, people are gross. People were hacking and coughing on the plane. It was not just me on the way home. It was not. And that's how I ended up here. And that is how I usually don't get sick. If you learn anything from this video, please learn people are gross. You have to protect yourself. And if you can stay not sick, then your attendees can also stay not sick. You have to crack the code, clean things often, and just be hyper aware that you are in a room full of crazy gross people and you have to keep yourself clean. And that's how you don't get sick. I wish I could say that you probably enjoyed this video, but I hope that you learned a little bit of something about traveling and not getting sick. Until the next one.